Joining me, and Dan Gordon, Mayor of the Waimakariri District. Thanks for coming in a bit early this morning.
Yeah, we got council budgets this week, Kerry. Good morning, and it's great to be in your place.
Oh, it's
always like being here on a Tuesday.
It's not bad, is it? It's
very nice, darkened atmosphere and red lights. It's just like going to a disco. And the disco music is my favourite.
Oh, good on you. Now, there's a couple of things. Obviously, yesterday when the Pines Beach Volunteer Fire Brigade was called out along with Kaiapoi, Rangiora and everyone else, I think. The call came out from the Waimak District Council to conserve water. Is that conservation notice still there?
My understanding is yes, and just for residents out there in the greater Kaiapoi area, just keep a look out Facebook. We'll keep our communication lines there, but it just, because of the water usage required, there was 23 fire appliances, it turned out, and look, huge shout out to all those people that keep our community safe. And they're all volunteer brigades, so it's a huge effort, and the police were there as well. So I was getting briefed through the night what was going on. So my understanding is it's contained or controlled. So fingers crossed there isn't further flare-ups. But people down there were there was a few houses that were evacuated, but they've gone back in now, is my understanding. But for people down in that area, we just appreciate if you did conserve water in the interim, because just need to let the pressures and flows build up. It's not that there's a lack of water, it just takes the capacity out of the system. So that's what they're asking people to do.
What do you say, Dan, to those that say, well, when the Chinese water bottling companies stop taking our water, I'll start conserving water? What do you say to that?
Well, that in itself is another issue. Look, from what I've seen with those in the past, is they actually don't. The draw is not great from the overall capacity there is. Hey, look, there's a case and discussion around royalties and other matters, and I don't have a fixed opinion, but I certainly sympathise with the view that you want to preserve our pristine water, but where there's commercial opportunities, those things are always need to be viewed and considered, and there's resource consent processes, but it's something that government needs to consider, because the whole question of royalties is where most people are concerned. If it was an investment back here and contribution back, I think that would probably take the edge off that for most people, but I hear what people say about it, so I'm real about it.
Absolutely. I'll be the general manager of the the bottling company if the funds stay here. I'll get a big salary. You'd probably forward that on for consideration.
Oh yeah, no, consider it done.
Because
as much influence as I have over actually water and the take of water is actually an Environment Canterbury consideration, not one of our councils. So but the only one I'm aware, there was one in Cust, I think there was one considered in Oxford, but the one in Cust is owned by a church, and then there's one in Belfast, so they're the only ones I'm aware of where there was applications, and I don't know if they're actually still drawing water for those purposes.
Okay, no, that's okay, but certainly if you're in the greater Kaiapoi area, please, if you can, continue to conserve water. That will be a really, really good thing.
Yes,
okay, rapid growth in Waimakariri. There was a story out yesterday in regards to Waimakariri, Selwyn and Greater Christchurch needing to put aside land for an expected a big jump in the population. Let's concentrate on Waimakariri at the moment. You're part of this discussion with the other councils and EK?
Yes. I'm Deputy Chair of the Greater Christchurch Partnership. So Greater Christchurch was formed years ago. It used to be UDS, we called it Urban Development Strategy, and then post-earthquake had a change in name. But it's really set up so we could manage growth between councils and stop us squabbling in the courts and other places. And it was the best thing that we did was to so we could manage growth. And so the partnership are doing that. There's an RPS, regional policy statement. It's very convoluted, but anyway, we're dealing with those things together. We've actually run out of land, of developable land at the moment, so there is a process where we've got an application to the Minister to approve further land at the moment, and that's a joined up approach with the city, Selwyn and ourselves with Environment Canterbury. So the best way to manage growth is to work together, and so we've got a district plan coming up this year which will be released towards probably April, somewhere in that time frame, which suggests where we think things should be going here. And look, the next few days council's doing we're discussing our 10-year plan, our budget. We call it our annual plan on steroids.
Yeah.
But that's where we're talking about the investment in infrastructure and other projects that we need to keep our district moving. Look, our district's population is, in the next 10 years, going to reach around 75,000. Certainly post-COVID, things have really seemed to have gone at a bit more of a rapid pace. I'm spending some time with Sam Bolton, the Mayor of Selwyn, in his district on Friday, and he's coming out here a week or two after, and we're both going around to have a look at our respective areas. But we're going to be briefing our partners around our district plan shortly, and the changes that we're looking at to manage growth. But growth's a good thing, but it does come at a cost, and we've got to make sure it's carefully managed.
Absolutely. Jim Harlan announced last Tuesday. You gave us the heads up that you had a big scoop and you had appointed someone. Jim, he's very qualified. He is for a CEO's job here in Waimakariri.
Yeah, so he's been in North Shore. So his expertise is actually planning and growth and strategy around that. That's what he did his quals on. Worked at North Shore, then had 11 years as CEO of Dunedin, and the last 9 or so years has been with a regional relationships manager with NZTA. We're really lucky to have secured someone of his Jim's skills and expertise. And for the council, it was really important we had an experienced CEO to follow our current, who's done an excellent job, an outstanding job actually. So Jim starts late March, and so it's Jim to the Jim.
I was going to say,
you should have all the emails I've had from people this week, so it won't be difficult. Jim to Jim and all that sort of stuff. But Jim wasn't a factor in the consideration in terms of the name. But hey, look, we were lucky that we had very high caliber candidates put their names forward, and at the end of the day, the one that we've chosen we think will be the right mix for our council and our community going forward. It's a really important job. It's the only direct employee the council has, and then it's the CE's job to employ the staff and manage the staff. But we have a very close working relationship, and that's how I think that's why it sets our council apart from a number of others, because we have that good relationship. And I'm not saying that in the close vicinity, but if you look at Invercargill and some of those places where they're having difficulties, it's where they're not working well together, and we're lucky that we don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, well done to you and the recruitment team and making the decision. We're looking forward to meeting Jim, and say hi to Jim when you go back as well.
Which Jim?
Well, there you go.
Jim P.
Yeah, do you say to Rosie, get me Jim? She goes, what one?
Not quite yet, but it's going to get close to that. But anyway, I look forward to bringing him down and introducing him to you.
Brilliant. That'll be really, really good. Mayor Dan Gordon from the Waimakariri District Council. We'll see you again about this time next week as well, yeah?
Yeah, look forward to it.
You're pretty busy. It's also very cool. This is Compass FM.